Hello and welcome back to Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. This is episode 92. And well, it's been another weekend of football. Kyle, one word, how was it for you?
Hmm. Good. Thanks. Just one there too.
That's one and a thank you. I'll take that. Robert.
Abysmal.
And I think we'll start there, shall we? The big game, Celtic 3, Rangers nil. As expected, Kyle?
You could say that. It's best,
I
best I can
did.
best I can describe it as you could say that. No shocks were given.
Yeah, a kind of expected result, if perhaps not the manner of it, Robert. Rangers fell over a
Uh,
bit.
I think I'd agree. Well, I don't know if we're any falling over, but we're lying down from the start. I
That's
think
what the words I was looking for,
you
yes.
you summed it up pretty well. I mean, I think we all saw it coming, just not the quite the magnitude. Start the Old Firm as every other Old Firm recently. Just how quick can Celtic score? How quick can we lie down in front of them? I mean, the warning shots were there from the start, which was actually a goal that was very, very, very close to being onside. It was obviously the build-up
Yes,
play that led to the VAR intervention.
that was a very, very tight call, and it looks really weird because of the angle they show you it at. Like, I don't believe they don't have a better angle for that.
Said to Kyle at the time, I was like, the build-up looked offside, but I was like, this is a let-off if it does so happen to be, and it was, but it didn't do any difference because we still slept and yeah, I mean,
It
just go
wasn't the
straight in.
wake-up call that Rangers needed. Rangers actually came out the blocks okay, did they not, Kyle?
First half looked quite good for the first five or so. Had some good chances, albeit offside chances with man like Dessers. But
Yes.
after after
I'd like the
that,
Cyril Dessers apology form back. I'd like it
I've ripped
delivered
it
back to
up.
me.
I've ripped it up. It's
Yes.
I can only defend him so much, and I think to be honest, I've been saying I'm defending him when I don't actually believe it. Half the shit I've been saying about him, it was absolutely hopeless. It's just I feel like we're back to square one. It's just so
And then
frustrating. I mean, I think it's a bit cringe, and you do see the videos kicking about social media, but the fact that Taverniers try to square up to someone, just give him a piece outside Ibrox after it, pretty well sums it up for me. To be honest, we're in a bit of a shambles. And we have been
Kyle.
for probably quite a while.
sacked Taverner.
I think the thing is Celtic went through the rough period when they bottled 10 in a row. Just had to get that in there. But they're all their kind of let me get I'm going. They had their time period that they kicked off about, but they've look how they're now like financially obviously not all the financial, but I'm trying to hint at I'm saying like they got a manager in who I'd say with it Ange who steadied the ship, brought in a lot of decent players who they're making money off of, if not they will make money off of. I mean, how many goals has Kyogo scored in Old Firms? It's quite scary.
It
I
really is.
mean, how many? When was the last? When was there a player that scored as many Old Firm goals recently? I can't really think of anyone else.
O'Reilly, probably.
No, nah, not the same magnitude. Kyogo now scores in pretty much all of them.
Moreira, no.
Ah, no, I
Famous,
mean, Morelos broke the duck to he was getting there, but not.
famous for quite the opposite.
Nah, he got there
Same
in the end, but there's no comparing them in this stats department on that one, I'm afraid.
No.
It's
same old firm goals as John Suter. Like
what a goal that was. I think
What
he
hell?
just. Oh yeah.
another. That could be a good. That's a good one.
But
That's
yeah, I
that's
think you see how I feel. It was just not the right way to go about it. I think, come on, just I don't know, something was off. I know he's obviously taking a lot of stick as well. How many old firms is that now? Is
Five,
it
I think.
five?
That
And he
one's
just
yeah.
you can just tell that Rogers has it sussed in a sense of that even his confidence just plays mind games. But Rangers went in there defeated already, I think.
it was the same problems over and over and over again, though. Like we've discussed, right? Previous Old Firms, we've discussed Rangers lying down a bit, Celtic getting the ball back really quickly when the ball goes out, which is a feature that happens at every Old Firm. And I know you can't do much about it at Celtic Park, but you can prepare for it.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, actually, the first goal came from them trying to slow it down a bit. You know, the throw in actually isn't taken that quickly. Rangers just don't pay attention. And
Schmeichel's got the ball in his hands, ready to put it down, take the goal kick before the ball pretty much is even out of play. initially.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball boys are well drilled and it makes a difference. And I've said this every Old Firm because it annoys me that Rangers can't do the same.
But
It's
that first
just
goal, who's to blame?
they all kind of merged into one for me, to be honest. But
Tavernier?
Tavernier.
His
Tavernier,
man,
Butland
I
maybe.
mean, Celtic get a
Butland.
chance on goal. Celtic get a chance. Where's Tavernier? He's standing on the halfway line after a run, fixing his socks.
Is Butland to blame for the second? Because it's a
That-
It's
very
one of
nice strike from
those.
Kyogo. Proper kind of doesn't close him down. Proper actively walks away from him.
The
I would
second
say
one was when Kyogo just hit it from quite far out, and I feel like the positioning probably encouraged Kyogo to hit it. Although
Yeah,
he
but
said in an interview that he never even saw the keeper, he just hit it.
there's two defenders though. There's Proper and someone else, and there's someone else marking. And then Proper's the one on Kyogo, and Proper actively doesn't go towards Kyogo. Proper kind of backs off and encourages the shot.
I think he thinks that that's a rubbish way to go about it, but he's probably thought I'll give him a bit of space and just let him twat it. But it's Kyogo, so you don't give him that space.
And talking about people twatting at Callum McGregor with the third. What a
Yeah,
fantastic finish.
it was some finish as much as it
some
paid me, to be
deflection and
honest.
all. Took a crazy deflection.
Did it?
Yeah, it did on the player. I'm sure it did. That's why it had so much like burl.
Oh,
I don't know.
I did not even realise.
I closed my eyes
positive.
as soon as it hit the back of the net.
At that point, I was basically fast asleep.
Don't quote me, but I'm sure it took a big deflecto.
That was my other point. Callum McGregor was fantastic. Again, Rangers had a pretty much absent midfield again.
I would disagree. I never seen McGregor, never heard his name, never seen him.
I think he's that type of player that he's that silent that he's the lubricant of the team, if that's a good analogy that I'm gonna go for. Like it makes the team work well in a sense that he might be quiet, but he'll pop up when needed, i.e. third goal.
I feel like in
I,
the form he's always at the thick things because he thinks he's some sort of Scott Brown, but he's just like Scott Green or something. I don't know.
but I thought Celtic bossed that midfield. Like they absolutely dominated the Rangers midfield. I thought the Rangers midfield looked pretty weak, to be honest.
I think they just dominated the game in general. There's no department that Rangers were better, really.
Concerns for Rangers, big concerns. Jeff Day, I thought, looked a bit lost. Got a
I
stupid book in.
think he was just kind of lost in the atmosphere. Barron maybe same. He had a few glimpses of decent, but then other times you could just tell that he was chucked in the deep end.
He had a
Um,
good few touches at the start. First half, he was quite. First 5-10 years, all right. After that, he was a passenger to me.
I think Greg said worrying signs there. I think it kind of summed up how I thought it could go for us this season. I mean, you look at the names on paper, it sounds like some decent signings, like that proper, however you pronounce his name.
I didn't
I
think that
thought
was a decent signing again, though.
I thought it was a bit of experience that probably would have paid off, but it's not been too inspiring so far.
Well, he's 30 years old and you paid over £1 million for him, though. Can you afford to be paying that?
If he's good, then I. If he comes good, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a risk. Obviously, 30 years old.
obviously forking out £3.5 million on a Nedimit Bayrami from Sassuolo
I think he'll
on
come
deadline
good,
day.
but paperwork wasn't through. However, I think it would have been stupid to chuck him in straight into an Old Firm, but
It would have been very stupid, but he's not. For a winger stroke attacking midfielder, his numbers do not give me massive hope. And Rangers seem to like doing that. Rangers seem to buy people whose numbers aren't that good, and then people think they'll come good, and then they don't really.
yeah, I don't know. I've said my piece. I've had time to calm down, and it's still is. It's more deflating than frustrating at this point.
I mean, I'm doing some quick maths here. 166 games in what I can assume is Serie A or Serie B. I can't make out which one it is. And he scored 20 goals for an attacking player.
I guess yeah, because Sassuolo have been up in the top division for a while.
Yeah, I can't work out if Empoli were up or down
No.
at that point. I think they were down at the point where he joined Empoli.
Yeah.
That would even still a decent level.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Yeah, and then Celtic obviously signing a few people on deadline day as well. Arnott Engels for 11 million, who came on in the 62nd minute against Rangers. I didn't particularly notice him when he came on. Again, I thought the end of the game was pretty boring, to be brutally honest, and not a lot happened. Luke McCowan being the other kind of
Marquee.
big one. Yeah.
And boy,
Only
Celtic
£1 million.
fan, so
Yeah, boy, Celtic fan. I think everyone saw the video of him coming out the tunnel just with a beaming smile on his face.
He's the opposite to Engels, who came out with like raging in his video on the old social media.
Yeah, McCowan will be a really good addition if he gets game time. I can't. But there's also part of me who just sees him sitting on the bench doing not very much and then ending up at like back at Dundee again in a few years' time, having done hee-haw.
that's a good side because it kind of weakens another team. Dundee lose their better players, not best, but better, and their captain.
He is, however, 26.
Scottish quota.
Yeah, true.
You could have like a David Turnbull like redemption arc a few years down the line because he was about 26 when he joined Celtic, I'm sure.
And now he's kicking about Cardiffshire.
So he's keeping leaps and bounds since his wee unnecessary transfer.
Considering David Turnbull is currently 25, I think it'll be quite difficult for him to be 26 when he joins Celtic.
I knew he was checking that there because he wasn't confident when he said it.
That hairline is atrocious for being 25-year-old.
I was 100% checking that because I was very confident David Turnbull wasn't 30.
That's just always been a bit for absolute donkeys. There you go then. Shows your arms.
He was very, very raw when he joined Celtic. He was pretty young.
I guess his hairline throws you off.
What does this mean for the rest of the season then? Is the title gone already? I think I'd said the title was gone after Hearts 0 Rangers 0 on the opening day, to be brutally honest.
Don't want to answer this.
I can answer. The season is not 3 or 4 games long, it's 30 plus. I don't know how many it is. So there's still plenty of football to be played.
There is, but I can't see Celtic dropping enough points to bottle it at this stage.
I can't see Rangers winning an Old Firm anytime soon.
Depends.
It's the confidence thing. They could just win the next one and then it's reset, you know what I mean? But the way we're playing it now, the head's completely gone. It's like me going at the transfer or category game. The head's already gone before I've even went in.
The other thing I'd say about this is that Rangers obviously in the Europa League, Celtic in the Champions League. Rangers Europa League fixtures are tough, like really tough.
Well, I saw a tweet that I agreed with actually, and it was that Manchester United versus Rangers could get football stopped completely for crimes against football.
No, because Hearts against Hibs has to come before that, and that's what end in football.
But yeah, the groups are quite tough for the boys in blue.
I mean, it's just not great, is it? It's having to place Lyon isn't exactly great.
No, I'll just go back to when we beat them 3-0 back in the day. What year was that? Was that 07?
So that wasn't this current iteration of Rangers Football Club.
Keep going.
Thank you. Lyon, Olympiacos away is tough.
There was some tough away ties.
What other people say are Nice away is not particularly great. Tottenham, Man United, and a reunion with Union Saint-Gilloise.
They've got Bodo Clinton over made that up.
Malmo away.
Malmo. I thought that Bodo Clinton. He was still no easy away games. No easy games really.
Spurs at home as well. Angela coming back.
Yeah. And as part of a brief intermission to move this away from Celtic Rangers, Ange Postecoglou having a great time in Newcastle this weekend, getting beat 2-1. Always love to see Spurs arrive at St James's Park. You know Newcastle are going to win.
You've got a bit of a knack. It's annoying because it gives you a big cheesy grin in your face, but
it's good because it means I can say Ange Postecoglou is a fraud.
See, anyway.
I mean, yeah, true. Moving on to the big game in the Premier League this weekend, a game that for a while I thought was trying to get football stopped. Man United 0, Liverpool 3.
Just Casemiro, lol, in it.
The whole Man United team. Like, are we back in we're possibly in a worse iteration of last season now. And again, this was from Twitter and I fully believe it. We're in a worse iteration where if you look at the Man United team on paper in isolation, you go, that's not too bad. They could do all right. Then you watch them play a game of football and the individuals are so bad that you forget that that is the reason why Man United are so bad. The individual performances just are not there.
As I said, Casemiro was hopeless.
Martinez wasn't much better. I know I've got it in for Martinez, but Martinez was horrendous.
De Ligt, we backed him. Was it last week? We all said, "Oh, he's got to be a good signing," but he was pretty immense. Should have been sent off, I would say, for that horrendous tackle on somebody. I think it was Diaz. So it was a debatable red card, as was. Somebody else played. Rashford is still in 11.
Yeah, and
Onana.
then
Stonano.
and Ten Hag took off the person I think Man United's difference maker in Garnacho.
He doesn't like Garnacho, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know what. That's a strange one. That one.
He's their only positive outlet.
And then
Last
Zirkzee
night.
missed a fantastic chance as well.
The header, absolutely straight at Alisson.
Yeah.
Nobody played well. There's no standard, reasonable. It was just all mints.
There was a standout in the Liverpool side though, and it's unsurprising who it was. Really, let's be honest.
I don't know. You could take your pick, really.
Mohamed Salah.
Salah, Diaz, Gravenberch. They were the three standards.
Yeah.
Personally,
Salah for me was above the other two.
2 assists and a goal. Can
Aye. He has as well, to be fair. He was probably near enough on par with Salah.
The other thing to mention as well is not yet conceded a goal, I believe.
When you play the lesser teams, you don't expect to concede.
Oh, there's
Big
a wee, there's a hammer blow to the Man United fans watching this. Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
It's
Ash.
not our fault. It's not our fault. You're shit.
Kick Ash while he's down.
The truth hurts, I'm afraid. They're not the team they once were, I'm afraid.
And yet we all backed them to finish fourth. What's worse is, after this result, they could still finish fourth.
No, where are they in the league? They're not mid-table, where they should be.
What with what a win, a draw, and a loss.
Is that 4 points? Yeah, kind of mid-table. Should be in the bottom, but
They're currently 14th.
yeah, well, there you go.
With a win, a draw, and a loss. I should say, it was again. I found this game a bit boring at times in the second half.
After the third goal, yeah.
Yeah, even before the third goal, to be honest.
It was, as we said for the last game, it was expected. There was no real threat.
I expected Man United to try, especially given how the games at the end of last season went, where it was a bit more competitive.
I'd like to add they don't have a draw. It's 2 losses and a win. Did Brighton not beat them 2-1?
Brighton beat them 2-1, sorry, yeah. I forgot about
They
that.
beat Fulham and then they've obviously got beat by Liverpool.
I forgot about the
you're even
giving
them an extra point.
Oh, sorry, Man United. You're even more shit than I thought you were.
Lol.
What does this mean for the title race? Liverpool still got to see the goal, doing quite well. Man City have an absolute robot up front who scored another hat trick.
I was gonna triple captain them again this week and I didn't.
I thought about it, didn't bother. Thought West Ham would be a bit competent. Nope.
The title race, I would say, could be good, but I don't want to jinx it because I'm bad for that.
The what?
So, title race could be quite good, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to. I don't trust myself.
Arsenal, however, dropped points this weekend.
Brighton again, and as pre-mentioned.
Brighton, as pre-mentioned, who looked good against the big side again. I think any worries we had, or I think I especially had about a new manager coming in and perhaps not picking up where De Zerbi left off, are not very well founded.
We can't argue with the results they're getting. This is trailing at the youngest ever manager
in the Premier League.
Yeah, sorry, I meant the Premier League.
Depends if you count Ryan Mason or not, I think.
Well, I think he's youngest permanent.
Yeah.
Not full-time permanent is what I was looking for.
So, I mean, can't argue with that. He's McCabe vibes.
Yeah, he looks the real deal for them. Arsenal, obviously. Declan Rice being sent off for a second bookable offence.
Getting kicked, getting sent off. Quite funny.
Yeah, that's not what happened, though, is it?
On paper, that's what happened.
On paper, if you ignore the bit where he kicked the ball away, that's what happened.
It'll say Veltman just goes, F you, poof.
That's what happens if you don't watch it, or if you watch it with some red-tinted glasses on. if you watch it sensibly, like there's a really, really good reverse angle that we'll get onto where I was on my travels, but I happened to be watching the like analysis of this. I couldn't hear it because there was other things on. But the analysis of this afterwards, there's a reverse angle where you see it kind of the way the referee sees it, where Rice looks at the referee and goes, and then looks down at the ball and then kicks the ball out. Like he doesn't make it not obvious. He makes it really obvious what he's doing, and he's on a booking, and he's just stupid.
Was there not one earlier on in the game where somebody just hoofs it 40 yards and nothing's said?
There's a João Pedro one where he hoofs it 40 yards out for a throw. Like it's going out for a throw, and he hoofs it, and it goes out for a goal kick. But my argument from a refereeing point of view is he doesn't actually delay a restart there.
But you can see that. You could probably see the argument.
I can't see the argument.
Shock.
Okay. I kind of get where people are coming from. I don't think that one's a booking because you can see the ball boy standing ready to give the Arsenal player the ball. He doesn't actually delay anything. Yeah, if you're booking people for that, you're applying it every single time. In which case, you need to ask what Mikel Arteta is doing about 20 yards outside his technical area, where he permanently seems to live.
He's never in his area once, so I don't know why it matters.
But what happened with this? I thought this was meant to be like, it was meant to happen last season and no one enforced it. It's not been enforced again this season. There was this, there's a new rule that means only one person can be in the technical area, which is being enforced. But and people said, that's terrible for Newcastle because Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall stand together. Well, they could just do what other Premier League managers do. And Eddie Howe could stand about 20 yards outside his technical area and Jason Tindall could stand inside the technical area.
I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest.
Yeah, you'll see people. They were booking people for it last season. You'll see people get told off and told to go back by the fourth official. It's a bit weird, but just please enforce managers being in their technical area because it's going a bit too far. Because Mikel Arteta is basically at this stage being an extra ball boy.
He's just waiting on that big ball coming over so he can just do one of those fancy touches and then get on the highlight reel.
But you watch him, any ball that comes anywhere near him, he runs out his technical area, catches and chucks it to the Arsenal player. That's not what a technical area is for.
It's quick restarts, isn't it?
He's just raging his tool to play.
He's just raging this weekend, I think.
I'm looking forward to the time when he's going to get the ball and not give it to the opposition player, and it's like, this is my ball. The game's over now.
Alan Pardew-esque, getting chipped.
Yes.
Someone called Davy Milo.
I don't know if anyone's seen this, or if it was just on Newcastle Twitter and no one else seen it. I'll see if I can find a link to it in the description of the comments. There was an interview with a fan in Asia somewhere about Newcastle, and they asked, how did you start supporting Newcastle? And the guy references, so Alan Pardew headbutt Davy Milo.
I think I did actually see that.
That's almost like the fans that were like Asian fans that were like Chris Gunter fans. Was that a thing? I'm sure I'm right with that. They were like big Chris Gunter fans. It's a Welsh tour of Asia, and they waited with signs saying, "We love you, Chris Gunter," and all that. I just think of when me and Greg went to Wales versus the Czech Republic.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
And they had this rock band on in the concourse, and they were going "Sha la 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 la, oh Chris Gunter." So it would have been good to hear them sing that chant as well.
It really would have been.
Sidetrack.
Yes, big sidetrack. No Premier League this weekend. We are on an international break. We are not. We still don't know if the Scotland games are going to be on the telly or not. That's a completely different story. Viaplay still have the rights, but Viaplay don't exist in the UK anymore. So whether Premier or BBC will be showing the Scotland games, we're yet to find out. Hopefully, based on Scotland's current form, we don't have to watch it.
If yourself.
I mean, I've seen the squad. I don't want to watch the games.
They're meaningless friendlies, aren't they? This is Nations League.
This is Nations League. Yeah. This is our time to shine. This actually should not be considered meaningless friendlies, because if we manage to not finish bottom, if we manage to somehow, like Poland are a bit shit now too, if we somehow manage to pull out of the bag and beat Poland twice, or get 4 points off them and somehow finish third, I think that guarantees a top seeding for the next round, the World Cup qualifiers, which is fantastic. We'll no doubt get drawn against England, who are guaranteed to be second seeds. But we could get drawn in the top seeds for the next round of World Cup qualifiers.
Yay.
Right deal. That's what you want.
Good for going to the World Cup, Kyle. I will not take your yay. We need any advantage we can get with Grant Hanley still in the bloody squad.
Is yay not positive?
Not in the tone you said it in.
That's just me. Sarky.
But yes, I was mostly watching the Championship on Saturday.
Where were you?
Well, as you'll have seen on the socials, Kyle, and congratulations to Ash for his correct guess. I hope that shout out gives you some solace for Man United being shit. I was in Plymouth. I was watching Plymouth Argyle 0, Stoke City 1. So I think the tagline should now be, would you like your team to lose? Ask Greg to come, or tell Greg he should go there because they'll automatically lose.
I was going to say, I've heard they're trying to put a banning order in.
Yeah.
Any team that's playing at home won't let you be there.
Yeah, because they'll lose 1-0.
Do you fancy going sitting in their drain this weekend?
No, because it's the home team.
Yeah, the home team loses 1-0 no matter what end I'm in.
Oh, sorry. Don't just leave. Just stay in Cardiff then.
Yes, there's sadly no adventures this weekend, but they will resume after the international break. What is there to say? Wayne Rooney's side looked competent, but also not competent, if that's fair to say.
That sounds like how I assumed you would sum up a Wayne Rooney side.
Like, they are very good at passing the ball round the back and doing things you'd expect from a team coach by someone who's like knows those ideals. However, for a side at the bottom of the Championship, that's not what you need to be good at.
It's just mentally such a crap manager because he's such a good player. It just doesn't add up.
But like, there was no plan B. They went 1-0 down. Like, yes, Stoke were very lucky not to go in at halftime in front. Connor Hazard, of former Celtic fame, made several good saves for Plymouth. Second half, Plymouth came out, had a couple of good chances, and then Stoke kind of hit them on the counter. A keeper gets beat at his near post. Sucker punch with like 7 minutes to go. And after that, Plymouth are still passing it round the back, trying to work an opening. You're 1-0 down. Get it in the box.
Some managers are stubborn. Just want to play their way and their way only.
But it wasn't working.
Yeah, you try to tell them that they're stubborn.
I think it depends on how the rest of the season, like how the next few games go, to what will define Plymouth season. Plymouth are going to be down the bottom of the Championship. Stoke also do not look very good. They're probably also going to be down the bottom of the Championship. But Stoke looked a competent side and the one who looked like scoring, if that makes sense. Like, Plymouth had chances, but at no point did I really think Plymouth were going to score.
Almost like the old firm. Just bring that back.
The atmosphere, I would say, though, was really good. And once again, quite a nice ground with an old stand that's been kind of modernised that looks really good. And then 3 new stands kind of connected together.
Did you see famous Plymouth fan Pieface?
I don't know who that is.
I checked the social media and his flight was delayed on the way back. He never made it. I don't know where he was coming from.
No, he wasn't. He's scared of fly. I've seen this Twitter thread now, so I do know who he is. I lie. He's scared of flying. He got to the airport and couldn't do it, so he abandoned it. I don't know if he went to the game or not.
Oh no. Well, I assumed it was his flight got delayed, so shows you how much attention I was paying.
I read the Twitter thread.
It was a rough weekend.
That was your chance to meet a famous celebrity. You've bottled it.
Oh no! What a shame.
That's not very nice. I tweet him that.
He was Pieface was buzzing. He saw Greg on Twitter was there. He's like, "That's class."
But yeah,
that was so bad.
Actually, for a 1-0, not a horrendous game of football. A wee bit of spice at the end. First game back for Steve Schumacher at Plymouth after they abandoned them for Stoke last year. Came on and kind of celebrated with his team at the end, and the home fans were not too happy about that.
Yeah, that's the gaffer.
That is the gaffer. But with that, as I say, Greg's Adventures will resume after the international break, and we will move on to the game.
So I am back on the game this week, and I usually do the transfer game, but no, I have spiced things up with a little category game this week. So Greg being the challenger, he gets to choose the first category. There is 3 categories. So you've got a choice of Old Firm, Man United versus Liverpool, or Lowland and Highland League.
Oh, Deary me. Well, I'm not confident on the other two, so we'll start with Lowland and Highland League.
I think we've probably done one similar, but I'm going to go for this one. There's 36 answers.
Yeah.
A team that's in the Lowland or the Highland League this season. I took it off the league table, so I didn't actually do it in alphabetical order, so you might have to bear with me a wee minute. But Greg being the challenger, you'll need to begin.
Rangers B. What?
They're not in it this year.
When did they withdraw?
Last year, I think.
Did all the B teams not withdraw?
No.
I'm not answering. Scale,
Oh,
you need
well.
to give an answer.
Okay, Thistle.
I thought
Of
I'd be
the
smart
Highland
and get the
Leagues.
B teams out of the way. Hearts B and Celtic B are definitely still in it. Hearts B
Celtic
definitely.
Celtic B, Hearts B, yeah.
St Johnstone B.
No.
No, I don't think there's another B team. There must only be two now. There was only
Yeah,
ever
there's
three.
36
assume-
answers. I can fire through them quickly if you want, but
Oh, but there was a ton. Rora, Fraser. I could have been here all day had I not had the bloody Rangers B.
Well, because I've got about 3.
I assume Rangers had a temper tantrum.
Oh, yeah, I meant that.
I think they pulled it last year.
I should. Yeah, I
Or
meant
the end of last season.
Did have some sort of who had it.
Okay, they have a great.
I didn't think that would be the stumbling point, to be honest.
Just me.
But
I thought we'll get the B teams out of the way because Kyle will just say all the B teams.
I don't know. I know.
14th of January. No, 14th of January. 14th of June 2023. They put a statement out saying that they would not be entering a Scottish Lowland football Scottish team into the Scottish Lowland Football League, and that was 23-24. So that was last season.
Oh,
So, oh well,
cool.
got a good one in the
Well
start.
done, Kyle.
Right, Kyle, you can choose from Old Firm or Man United versus Liverpool.
That would Old Firm.
Okay, so
Rangers B.
obviously Rangers B. Nah, might as well have been the B team out yesterday. Anyway, I've wrote down Old Firm scorers since the fixture on the 29th of August 2021.
21.
So anyone who has scored in the Old Firm from either side. Obviously, there's some duplicates, so I just want one answer.
Clarification: am I allowed own goal?
I haven't put on goals down, no.
Cool.
Just scored. So any Old Firm scorer since the fixture that was on the 29th of August 2021, which was at Ibrox. League only, I will add, league only.
Oh, that's gonna be a pest.
That's why I did it. Right.
That was me first, wasn't it?
They were already all guesses. They're now even more all guesses.
Kyogo.
Dyson Maida.
James Taverner.
Callum McGregor.
Matthew O'Reilly.
And now we get into the tough selection because now I'm absolutely screwed because they all blend into one. So that just because I hate him, Cyril Dessers.
Rio Hatate.
That was the other one I had. Cameron Carter Vickers.
Aaron Ramsey.
Couldn't make the timelines work. Still can't make the timelines
You'd be
work.
surprised when I was looking at it, I was like, I could have sworn that was before 2021.
That's well, it would have been 2021, would it? No, 2022.
2022.
He's stolen.
I'm trying Morelos.
John Sutter.
I'm getting stuck. I'm trying to think of Celtic players. James Forrest. Nah.
Not on my list.
Ashton Sakala. Scott Arfield. Yota.
Arfield isn't. He was in the cup. So I've still got Hollander, who obviously scored in that game because it was Rangers 1, Celtic 0.
Giacomakis.
Cantwell, Sima, Matondo, and then from Celtic, Abada, Rogic, Yota, Turnbull, Bernardo, and Ida. Because Furuhashi scored in like every other game. That's what made me think earlier on.
I thought Ida was the cup and all, but I was toying with him.
Scored in the last game of the season last year.
I thought it was the
Last Old Firm.
He scored in the cup final as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
scored
threw me
two.
off. Oh well.
Well, we did the last Man United Liverpool one anyway.
Yeah. So similar time frame. Man United versus Liverpool scorers since the 24th of October 2021. I must add, the last round had 22 answers. This one has 12, but obviously they don't play as often.
Cool.
So any scorers from Manchester United versus Liverpool in the league since the 24th of October
to clarify,
2021.
in the league.
Yep.
Shit. Right, there goes one answer. Mohamed Salah.
I was gonna press X as a joke, but I better not.
Luis Diaz.
Garnacho. Might have been the
Not-
cup game.
Not on my list. Kale needs to give an answer, does he? Or does he go first?
No, I do, but I don't need to, because I already
You
won.
don't need to because the game's over, yeah.
Probably Manny.
Yeah.
I was thinking also.
Sancho,
I thought I'd go for the
Rashford, Fernandes, Menu, and then Liverpool's Keita, Jota, Gakpo, Nunez, and Firmino.
That's what I was thinking. Who's
Yeah,
I
so
thinking of?
the other one that I had, as this will be a great answer, was definitely the cup game, which was Diallo.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when he's my
Definitely the cup game.
Anthony as well. He scored. Okay.
I couldn't remember if Garnacho scored in the cup game or not.
So yeah, what is his best things up a wee bit, and there you go.
Who's Shaqiri? I was
Uh-huh.
thinking of.
I'll pass it back over.
Yeah, well, we'll pass it to Kyle for an FPL update.
Wasn't ready. I know it's been changed at the bottom. I'm no longer bottom, which is what we all want to hear.
Were you bottom last week?
I was bottom after the game, the first half of this week.
Yeah, because you had no Haaland.
Yeah, because I'm edgy. I've climbed the tables essentially. I'm trying to say since last week. So bottom is Ali Nakvi. So thanks for saving my blushes. And Mr. Gregory's chilling in 11th place. Yuck. Boo. I'm 8th because I'm cool. Last year's winner, Kyle Pagan, is in 6th. Ooh.
Shout out Kyle for your decision to not captain Erling Haaland. Went well for you.
He said it was an accident. I don't believe it.
Neither do I. That's why I shouted about.
Top 3 is Faludru Johnson. I think that's how you say it. Sorry, Faludru. Mr. Johnson. Number 2 is Matthew Williams. And who is number 1? Hands up.
This is the only time I've ever been taught, apart from half a day last weekend when I got taken over by Matthew and Kyle. So that was the only good thing that happened this weekend, really, apart from a lovely trip to IKEA with the good lady, because Queens lost, Rangers lost, and I didn't get Oasis tickets.
Good. And on that crushing disappointment, we will end. We will see you next week. We're going to do something a little bit different next week, and we will see you for that very soon.
Adios.
Godspeed.